Coconut is a flavor people either love or skip, but if you love it, you get it. Bounty isn't just a chocolate bar, it's a little tropical escape, with soft, sweet coconut covered in smooth milk chocolate. There's something nostalgic about it, like a treat from the past. But have you noticed? Bounty isn't as easy to find as it used to be. Well, let's find out how Bounty is made in the factory. Bounty hit the shelves in 1951, giving coconut lovers a perfect mix of tropical sweetness and creamy milk chocolate. During a time of space races and rock and roll, someone had the bright idea to wrap shredded coconut in chocolate. Because, let's be real, everything tastes better with chocolate. It was a simple but brilliant treat that brought a little tropical vibe to everyday life. Whether you were stuck in the rain or dreaming of palm trees, a Bounty bar felt like a mini escape, without the sunburn or pricey resort drinks. Over the years, it became a go-to treat for coconut fans, a candy that could transport you to a beach, even if you were just lounging at home in fuzzy socks. Over the years, Bounty became a candy aisle classic, a favorite for coconut lovers and a mystery to those who think coconut has no place in chocolate. It's had its moments. Some people love it, while others trade it away on Halloween faster than a soggy French fry. It's even sparked big candy debates. Should fruit be in chocolate? Is coconut really candy? And the ever-divisive, would you rather get a Bounty or nothing at all? But despite the coconut controversy, Bounty has stuck around, outlasting trends, sugar taxes, and changing snack habits. Even with shelves full of new flavors and limited edition treats, Bounty stays the same. Just coconut, chocolate, and that familiar chewy texture. Then there's the packaging, the bold red and blue wrappers, one for milk chocolate, one for dark, because even candy bars need a dramatic side. It's the kind of treat that brings back memories, road trips, sneaking snacks into movies, or finding one at the bottom of your bag like hidden treasure. Some mistake it for another chocolate in a variety pack and feel let down, while others love its chewy, coconut-filled goodness. Whether it's your top choice or the last one left in the box, Bounty has earned its place in candy history. But enough about that. Let's take a look inside the factory and see how it's made. The process starts with selecting the best coconuts, the key ingredient in every Bounty bar. These coconuts come from tropical regions like Indonesia, the Philippines, Sri Lanka, and India, where warm weather and rich soil help them grow perfectly. Skilled farmers harvest them by either climbing the tall trees or using long bamboo poles with blades to cut them down. This traditional method keeps the trees healthy and allows for sustainable harvesting. Once picked, the coconuts are collected in large piles and sent to processing centers for sorting and preparation. At the processing centers, workers carefully sort the coconuts, picking only the ones with firm, white flesh, a sweet smell, and the right amount of oil. They must meet strict quality standards because even small flaws can affect the taste and texture of the final product. Overripe, overly fibrous, or watery coconuts are discarded to keep the filling smooth and flavorful. Once approved, the coconuts are packed onto trucks with care to avoid damage during transport to the factory. The journey is carefully planned to keep them fresh and full of natural moisture. The chocolate coating for Bounty bars comes from cocoa beans grown in places like Ghana, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador, known for their high-quality cocoa. The flavor of the beans varies depending on the soil and climate, ranging from rich and earthy to slightly fruity. Farmers harvest the beans by hand, carefully removing them from cocoa pods and fermenting them in wooden crates for several days. This step is essential because it brings out the deep, complex chocolate flavors. Without it, the beans wouldn't have the rich taste we love. After fermentation, the beans are dried naturally under the sun, reducing moisture and enhancing their flavor, ensuring only the best beans are used. After drying, the beans are roasted at just the right temperature to bring out their rich flavor and remove any bitterness. If they're roasted too much, they burn, too little, and the taste is dull. Once roasted, the beans are ground into a smooth paste called cocoa mass, which forms the base of Bounty's chocolate coating. This cocoa mass is then mixed with milk, sugar, and cocoa butter to create the final chocolate blend. The perfect mix of these ingredients gives the chocolate a smooth texture and just the right amount of sweetness to pair with the coconut filling. The sourcing process is closely monitored to make sure only top-quality ingredients are used. Farmers and suppliers follow strict sustainability and ethical guidelines to protect both the environment and the people involved. Companies behind Bounty's ingredients work with fair trade and conservation programs to balance production with environmental care. These efforts support farmers' livelihoods while helping preserve natural resources for the future. With every step carefully managed, from farm to factory, the groundwork for a perfect Bounty bar is set. When the fresh coconuts arrive at the factory, they are processed right away to keep their flavor and moisture. First, machines remove the rough outer husk, leaving the hard inner shell. Then, high-speed rotary blades crack them open, revealing the soft coconut inside. The pieces go through a thorough wash to remove any husk fibers, shell bits, or dirt, ensuring that only clean, fresh coconut is used in the filling. Every step is carefully timed to keep the coconut from drying out or losing its natural sweetness. Proper handling at this stage is key to making sure the final Bounty bar has the perfect texture and taste. After cleaning, the coconut is shredded into fine, even pieces using special cutters to keep the texture consistent in every bar. It then goes through a gentle drying process in low-temperature air tunnels. This removes extra moisture while keeping the natural oils that give Bounty its rich, creamy taste. If dried too much, the coconut would become brittle and lose its chewiness. The air tunnels are carefully controlled to keep the perfect balance of moisture and firmness, ensuring every bite has the right texture. To improve the flavor and texture, the shredded coconut is mixed with sugar, glucose syrup, and emulsifiers in large mixers. Sugar adds sweetness, while glucose syrup helps keep the coconut from drying out. Emulsifiers ensure the mixture stays smooth and even. After mixing, the coconut filling rests in temperature-controlled containers for several hours so the flavors can blend. This step is important because it helps the coconut absorb the sweetness and binding agents, giving it its moist yet firm texture. Skipping this process could make the filling too dry or uneven. Once the mixture is just right, it's shaped into bars. The coconut is pushed through a machine that forms it into long strips, which then move along a conveyor belt. Precision cutters slice these strips into individual bars. To help them hold their shape, the freshly cut bars go through a pre-cooling tunnel, where they are gently chilled before getting coated in chocolate. The timing has to be just right. Too much chilling could make them too hard and change the texture. Any misshapen bars are automatically removed, so only the best ones continue down the line. Factory workers keep a close eye on the production line to make sure the shredded coconut stays fresh and clean. This is important for keeping the quality and safety high. Most of the process is automated, which helps maintain hygiene and efficiency by reducing human contact with the ingredients. Advanced sensors check that each batch meets strict quality standards, ensuring every Bounty bar has the same great coconut taste people love. With a mix of automation and human supervision, the process stays smooth and safe. With the coconut bars shaped and chilled, it's time to coat them in chocolate. But first, the chocolate must be prepared. Solid ingredients like cocoa mass, cocoa butter, and sugar are melted in large tempering machines, which carefully heat and cool the chocolate in a controlled cycle. This process is key to preventing fat separation, ensuring the chocolate sets with a smooth, glossy finish instead of turning dull or powdery over time. If not tempered properly, the chocolate can end up brittle, uneven, or develop a white, chalky layer called bloom. Factory technicians closely monitor the tempering process to keep the chocolate at the perfect consistency and temperature before it moves to the coating stage. Once the chocolate is ready, the coconut bars move to the coating area. They travel on a conveyor belt under a flowing curtain of melted chocolate, covering them evenly on all sides. Special rollers make sure the bottom gets a smooth layer, so no coconut is left uncovered. After that, the bars pass over a vibrating mesh screen. which removes any extra chocolate to keep the coating just right, not too thick or uneven. This step is important to maintain the perfect balance of chocolate and coconut in every bite. Throughout the process, workers and sensors check the bars to ensure the chocolate is smooth, even, and flawless. To set the chocolate, the freshly coated bars go through a long cooling tunnel, where the temperature slowly drops in stages to keep the chocolate from cracking or becoming too hard. The process is carefully controlled to make sure the chocolate sets properly while staying smooth and rich in flavor. The tunnel's humidity and airflow are adjusted to ensure even hardening without any flaws. By the time the bars come out, they have a perfectly set chocolate shell that contrasts with the soft, chewy coconut inside. One of the things that makes Bounty bars so satisfying to eat. The chocolate coating and cooling process happens in a carefully controlled environment to keep the chocolate smooth, shiny, and flavorful. Any bars that don't meet the right standards, whether they're misshapen, unevenly coated, or have other flaws, are removed and either reprocessed or recycled into future batches to reduce waste. This strict quality control ensures that only perfectly coated Bounty bars move on to the next stage. Before the bars are packaged, they go through strict quality checks. High-speed cameras scan each one on the production line to make sure they meet the right size, shape, and coating standards. These cameras can spot even tiny flaws, like uneven chocolate layers, and flag imperfect bars for removal. Bars that are misshapen, broken, or coated unevenly are automatically discarded. To ensure safety, the bars also pass through metal detectors to catch any foreign objects before they move to the next stage. Each bar is carefully weighed to make sure it meets the right weight. If it's too light or too heavy, it's removed to keep every bar consistent. This step ensures that every Bounty has the perfect balance of chocolate and coconut, so customers always get the same great taste and texture. Bars that don't meet the weight standards are either reprocessed or discarded to prevent any inconsistencies. This automated system, along with other quality checks, guarantees that only bars meeting the highest standards move on to packaging. Factory workers randomly select bars for manual testing to ensure top quality. They check the texture, taste, and overall appearance to make sure each one meets Bounty's high standards. A snap test is done to confirm the chocolate coating is firm, while a taste test ensures the right balance of sweetness and coconut flavor. These final checks help maintain Bounty's reputation, making sure only the best bars reach store shelves. After passing all quality checks, the bars move to packaging. Each one is wrapped in its signature foil, red for milk chocolate Bounty and blue for dark chocolate Bounty. The foil keeps the bars fresh by protecting them from moisture, light, and air. High-speed machines handle the wrapping, ensuring every bar is packed quickly and consistently. Each wrapper is printed with batch codes, expiration dates, and other important details to help track production and ensure quality. These markings make it easier to manage inventory and quickly handle any issues if needed. After wrapping, the bars are packed into multi-packs or larger cartons for shipping. This extra packaging helps protect the bars and makes them easier to store and transport. After packaging, the bars are sent to distribution centers where they are sorted and prepared for shipment worldwide. Temperature-controlled storage keeps the chocolate from melting or getting damaged before it reaches stores. Whether heading to supermarkets or convenience shops, Bounty bars are carefully delivered to stay fresh and ready to enjoy. Sugar has been part of our lives for centuries, on breakfast tables, in soda cans, baked into cakes, and sprinkled into just about everything. Today, the world goes through more than 180 million tons of sugar every year, making it one of the most used ingredients on the planet. Most of it comes from just two plants, sugarcane and sugar beets. These crops grow in massive fields across places like Brazil, India, China, and the US. Once harvested, machines crush them to squeeze out a thick juice. That juice is boiled, cleaned, and spun until it forms golden crystals, which are then dried into the white sugar we all know. To keep up with demand, it takes hundreds of factories, thousands of workers, and giant machines running all day long. Some factories crush up to 12,000 tons of cane in a single day, turning plants into sugar faster than you'd believe. It's one of the busiest food industries in the world, and as you're about to see, there's a lot more behind that bag of sugar than meets the eye. Sugar starts with the raw materials, sugarcane and sugar beet. These two plants are the main sources of sucrose, the sugar that is turned into the crystals we use every day. Sugarcane grows best in warm, sunny areas with lots of water, making places like Brazil, India, and Thailand perfect for it. Once the plants reach about 10 to 15 feet tall, they're ready to be harvested. Farmers can cut the cane by hand using machetes or use machines, which is quicker and cheaper. Sugar beets grow better in cooler climates and are mostly found in places like parts of Europe, the US, and Russia. They are usually harvested in the late fall using large machines that pull the roots from the ground. Once collected, the beets are cleaned well to remove dirt and debris, since any impurities can affect the final sugar. Beets are a good choice in areas where sugarcane doesn't grow and provide a reliable alternative for making sugar. Sugarcane and sugar beets are used to make sugar because they hold a lot of natural sugar inside them. This sugar can be taken out, cleaned, and turned into crystals. Both plants are good at storing energy as sugar, which makes them great for large-scale use. Sugarcane grows better in warm areas and gives more sugar per acre, while sugar beets are important in cooler places. To get the most sugar, it's important to harvest these crops at the right time and move them quickly to the factories. After sugarcane and sugar beets are picked, they need to be taken to the mills quickly to keep their sugar levels high and stop them from going bad. Sugarcane, in particular, goes bad fast, so any delays can mean less sugar is collected. The cane is usually moved by trucks or trains to mills that are close by. Once it gets there, it's unloaded and sent straight to be crushed so the juice can be taken out. Since sugarcane is tough and full of fibers, it's important to process it fast to keep the sugar fresh and get the most out of it. After sugar beets are harvested, they're taken to factories where the sugar is removed. They're usually moved in big trucks, and since beets are tougher than sugarcane, they can handle a bit more travel time. Still, it's important to move them quickly, usually within 48 hours, so they don't lose their sugar. Once they arrive at the factory, the beets are unloaded, washed, and sliced to get them ready for the next step. Moving sugarcane and sugar beets quickly is super important for making good sugar. If there are delays, the plants can lose some of their sugar, which lowers the amount and quality of the final product. Since both crops take up a lot of space, big trucks and lots of planning are needed to move them smoothly. Good transport helps keep the crops fresh, reduces waste, and makes sure the factories get the best raw materials for sugar making. The next step is getting the sugar out of the plant. For sugarcane, it starts with washing the stalks to get rid of dirt and other stuff. Then, the cane goes through big machines with rollers that crush it and squeeze out the juice. This juice has sugar, water, and a few other things from the plant. To make it cleaner, the juice is filtered to take out bigger bits and fibers. After that, it's moved to tanks, where the heavier stuff settles to the bottom, leaving cleaner juice on top. For sugar beets, the roots are cleaned really well to get rid of dirt and anything that might mess up the sugar. After cleaning, the beets are cut into thin slices or chips to make it easier to pull the sugar out. These slices are then soaked in hot water in a process called diffusion, which helps the sugar come out and mix with the water. The liquid that comes out is then filtered to take out the leftover beet pieces and anything else that's not sugar, leaving a sugary liquid behind. The goal of the extraction step is to get as much sugar as possible out of the plants. The more juice you can pull from the cane or beets, the more sugar you can make. How well this works depends on things like how much water is in the plant, how hot the process is, and how good the crushing or soaking methods are. This step is really important because it decides how much sugar you'll get from each batch of plants. After the juice is taken out of the plant, it needs to be cleaned to get rid of anything that could affect the sugar. The first cleaning step is called clarification. In this step, the juice is heated to get rid of extra water. Then, lime, a type of calcium powder, is added to balance the acidity. And sometimes other things like phosphoric acid or carbon dioxide are used to help with cleaning. The lime makes the unwanted stuff, like dirt and proteins, stick together into a thick sludge, which is then removed using filters. What's left is a clean liquid called clarified juice. The next cleaning step is called decantation. In this stage, the clarified juice is left to sit in tanks so any leftover impurities can settle to the bottom. The juice is already pretty clean by now, but it might still have a few things in it that need to be taken out. That's why it's often filtered a few more times, using finer filters to make sure it's as pure as possible. This step helps remove anything that could affect the taste, color, or quality of the sugar, and also makes sure the juice is safe to use. Purifying the juice is very important because anything left in it, like tiny bits of dirt or minerals, can change the color or taste of the final sugar, especially white sugar, which needs to be super clean. Even small amounts of unwanted stuff can make the sugar look off or taste weird. That's why the steps like clarification and filtering are done carefully, to make sure only clean sugar goes into the next part where it turns into crystals. After the juice is cleaned, it goes into the evaporation stage, where most of the water is taken out to make a thick syrup. This syrup still has some sugar and other things in it, so it needs to be boiled even more to start turning into crystals. Special vacuum pans are used to boil the syrup at a lower pressure, which helps the water evaporate faster. The vacuum also stops the sugar from burning, which could make the sugar taste bad. As the syrup thickens, small sugar crystals begin to form. To help more crystals grow, tiny sugar crystals are added to the syrup. This helps control how big the crystals get. The longer the syrup boils, the larger the crystals will be. This step is important for making the sugar the right texture and purity. The goal is to make sugar crystals that are as clean and even as possible to ensure a high-quality product. After boiling, the syrup is cooled, and the sugar crystals are separated from the leftover liquid called molasses in a process called centrifugation. A spinning machine uses force to separate the sugar from the molasses. The sugar crystals are still raw at this stage and need more cleaning, but this is the first step in turning the liquid juice into solid sugar. The crystallization process is an important step in making sugar because it decides how big and pure the sugar crystals will be. After boiling, the syrup is moved into crystallizers, where it cools slowly so bigger crystals can form. The process is carefully controlled to make sure the crystals grow evenly and reach the right size. The longer the syrup cools, the bigger the crystals get, and the more efficient the process becomes. Once the crystals are the right size, they are separated from the leftover syrup using centrifugation. This process spins the mixture quickly to push the syrup to the outside of the drum, leaving the sugar crystals behind. The result is raw sugar, which still has some molasses in it and needs more processing to become the white, refined sugar most people use. Crystallization is important because it changes sugar from a liquid to a solid. The size and purity of the crystals affect how good the final sugar will be. Good crystallization makes sure the sugar is clean, free from impurities, and ready for the next step. Without proper crystallization, the sugar wouldn't meet food standards, and less sugar would be produced. After crystallization, the sugar is still wet and needs to be dried to stop it from clumping and to make it easier to handle. This is done by putting the raw sugar crystals in big dryers that use hot air to remove the moisture. The sugar is stirred and turned in the dryer to make sure all the crystals dry evenly. The perfect moisture level for sugar is about 0.1%, and this needs to be carefully watched during drying to keep the sugar free-flowing and prevent it from soaking up moisture from the air. The drying process also makes sure the sugar won't spoil or clump while it's stored. Too much moisture can cause the sugar to stick together and form lumps, making it hard to package and use. Too little moisture can make the sugar break easily and lose some of its texture and sweetness. The goal is to remove just the right amount of moisture to keep the sugar stable without making it taste bad. After the sugar is dried, it's cooled before being packaged. This helps stop the sugar from taking in moisture from the air while it cools. Drying is an important step in getting the sugar ready, making sure it's stable, easy to store, and ready to move on to the next stage, refining. Not all sugars are refined the same way. Raw sugar, which still has molasses, is usually light brown and has a small molasses taste. To make white sugar, the most common type, the raw sugar has to go through extra steps to clean it and make it into crystals. This process is called refining, and it includes washing the raw sugar crystals with water or a special solution to remove the rest of the molasses. After washing, the raw sugar goes through filters made of activated carbon or bone char to clean it even more by removing color and other impurities. These filters help get rid of any leftover molasses, which could change the sugar's color and taste. The sugar is then turned into crystals again, and any remaining impurities are removed. The refining process makes sure the final sugar is as pure as possible, without any molasses or other things that could affect its taste, texture, or look. Sugar is refined because white sugar is preferred in baking, cooking, and food production for its mild taste, smooth texture, and white color. Removing molasses also gets rid of any bitterness or strong flavors that raw sugar may have. The refining process makes the sugar perfect for many uses, from sweetening drinks to being an ingredient in packaged foods. Once the sugar is refined, it's ready to be packaged for sale. Packaging is important to keep the sugar fresh and safe from dirt. The sugar is measured and weighed before being put into packages of different sizes, depending on the market, from small packets for people to big sacks for factories. The packaging is chosen to protect the sugar from moisture, air, and pests, which can lower its quality. For retail packaging, sugar is usually sealed in plastic or paper bags that keep it dry and clean. The packaging also has labels showing the sugar's grade, ingredients, nutrition info, and where it came from. The goal is to make sure the sugar stays safe, easy to store, and easy to transport without losing quality. Packaging not only protects the sugar, but also helps with branding and marketing. The design of the packaging can influence how customers see the product. Whether it's a simple clear bag or a more stylish box, packaging is a way to catch buyers' attention and tell them about the product inside. Sugar is popular because it's flexible and improves the taste of both sweet and savory foods. Whether in coffee, baked goods, or drinks, sugar helps bring out the best flavors. Its easy use, long shelf life, and wide range of uses in cooking, baking, and food production have made it a key product in homes and businesses everywhere. Plus, its ability to mix well with many ingredients has made it a must-have in kitchens. The sugar industry has stayed strong because of the efficient ways it's made and refined. From harvesting sugarcane and sugar beets carefully to the controlled refining and packaging, each step ensures a high-quality product. This consistency has helped sugar stay a top choice for home cooks and big food companies. Also, improvements in packaging have kept sugar fresh and easy to store, making it even more popular. Capri Sun is everywhere. Lunchboxes, soccer games, camp coolers. That silver pouch and bendy straw, instantly recognizable. It's quick, fruity, and fun to drink. But most people don't think about what it takes to make it. It started in Germany in 1969 and hit US shelves in the 80s. Now, over 6 billion pouches are made every year, with 1.2 billion sold just in the US. That's enough juice to fill 150 Olympic-sized swimming pools every year. The juice comes from real fruit, apples, oranges, grapes, grown on farms around the world. It's turned into concentrate, mixed with water, flavored, and checked to make sure every pouch tastes the same. Machines then cut, fill and seal the pouches, more than 1,000 every minute. Workers keep it all moving. It's a huge, fast system. And today, we're going inside to see how it all works. In 1969, while the world was focused on landing on the moon, a German company called Wild made a different kind of breakthrough, putting juice in a shiny, squeezable pouch. That's how Capri Sun was born. It may not have had NASA-level tech, but it gave kids, and some adults, a cool way to stay hydrated. No more heavy glass bottles or bulky cans, just a lightweight, portable pouch that felt futuristic. The name came from the Italian island of Capri, because apparently nothing says refreshing like Mediterranean vibes. But let's be real, most of us sipping it at recess weren't dreaming of Italy's beaches. We were just trading flavors with friends. In the 80s and 90s, Capri Sun became a must-have in lunchboxes, almost like a status symbol. If you had one, you were basically a VIP at the cafeteria. It wasn't just a drink, it was something kids traded snacks for. The ads made it even cooler, showing kids turning into liquid silver and zooming across the screen like juice-powered superheroes. We started to think Capri Sun gave us superpowers, or at least made us look cooler. But in reality, the hardest part was figuring out how to stab the pouch without making a mess. It was tricky. Poke too hard, and you'd rip the back, poke too soft, and the straw would bend. Over the years, Capri Sun has changed. New flavors, less sugar, and even a switch to paper straws, which, let's be honest, can be a challenge. The packaging got a makeover, the ingredients were updated, and somehow it's still a favorite for kids and nostalgic adults. Even with all the changes, Capri Sun still has that squeeze every last drop appeal. Because let's be real, no matter how old we get, it's still fun to finish that pouch and make it flat as a pancake. Enough history, let's head into the factory and see how it's made. Every Capri Sun starts with carefully chosen ingredients from trusted suppliers around the world. The main ingredients include fruit juice concentrate, purified water, natural flavors, and sometimes added vitamins or electrolytes, depending on the type. Fruit is the key to Capri Sun's refreshing taste, with apple, grape, orange, and tropical blends being the most common. Since fruit crops can change due to weather, Capri Sun works with suppliers in different regions to keep the taste the same all year. This helps them get a steady supply, even if one region has a bad harvest. To make sure the taste stays the same, flavor experts regularly test and tweak the juice to keep that signature Capri Sun flavor. The fruit juice concentrates are made by removing water from freshly picked fruit, which makes the juice easier to store and transport. This process reduces the juice's volume by 4 to 6 times, making shipping more efficient. First, the fruit is pressed to get the juice, then filtered to remove pulp, seeds, and skins. The juice is heated in a vacuum to remove extra water while keeping its natural flavor and nutrients. Once concentrated, the juice is frozen or stored in cold tanks until it's ready for production. To ensure freshness, each batch is tested for sugar content, acidity, and aroma to make sure it meets Capri Sun's quality standards before blending. Water, which makes up most of Capri Sun, goes through a thorough cleaning process before being used in production. The water is filtered in several stages, including sediment filtration, activated carbon filtration, reverse osmosis, and UV sterilization. These steps remove particles, smells, and bacteria, making sure the water tastes clean and doesn't affect the fruit flavors. Since Capri Sun has no artificial preservatives, the water's purity is just as important as the juice. Regular testing is also done to make sure the water stays free from contaminants, keeping the drink safe and high quality. Finally, natural flavors and other ingredients are carefully chosen to improve each drink. These flavors come from real fruits and are blended to create the classic Capri Sun taste. Some versions, like Capri Sun Sport or Capri Sun Roarin' Waters, may add electrolytes or adjust sweetness to appeal to different people. Before any ingredients are used, they go through thorough testing for taste, safety, and quality. Only after passing these tests do they move to the next step, mixing and pasteurizing. This ensures that every Capri Sun pouch gives the same refreshing, fruity experience every time. Once the fruit juice concentrates, purified water, and natural flavors arrive at the factory, they are carefully mixed in large stainless steel tanks. These tanks, which can hold thousands of liters, have fast-moving blades that make sure the ingredients are evenly blended. Each batch follows a specific formula, with computers keeping track of the exact amounts of juice, concentrate, water, and flavors. This ensures that every Capri Sun pouch tastes the same, whether it's made in Germany, the US, or anywhere else. Automated sensors also check the density, color, and texture while mixing to make sure each batch is consistent. To keep the taste fresh and consistent, pH levels and sweetness are checked at this stage. Since fruit harvest can vary in sugar content, small adjustments are sometimes made to keep the flavor balanced. Experts regularly test the sweetness, acidity, and aroma. If a batch isn't quite right, it's adjusted with small amounts of natural fruit acids or flavors until it matches the Capri Sun standard. This step is important to make sure the drink stays stable over time, without needing artificial preservatives. Samples from each batch are also kept for further checks, ensuring quality even after the drinks are sent out. Once mixed, the juice goes through flash pasteurization, a process that heats it to 160 to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, 71 to 82 degrees Celsius, for 15-30 seconds. Unlike regular pasteurization, which heats liquids for longer, flash pasteurization quickly kills bacteria and microbes while keeping the fruit's natural taste. The juice is quickly cooled after heating to prevent a cooked flavor. This process is important for food safety, as Capri Sun doesn't use artificial preservatives, but relies on pasteurization and airtight packaging to stay fresh. Automated systems carefully control the process, making sure the right time and temperature are used to keep the flavor and nutrients intact. After pasteurization, the juice is quickly moved to sterile storage tanks, where it stays in a controlled environment until it's ready for packaging. These tanks are sealed to keep air out, which could change the juice's flavor or color. Since Capri Sun needs to last a long time without refrigeration, every step is taken to limit oxygen exposure, keeping the drink fresh. To help maintain quality, nitrogen is sometimes added to replace oxygen in the tanks, preventing oxidation and keeping the fruit flavors bright. While the juice is being made, another part of the factory focuses on creating Capri Sun's silver pouches. Unlike plastic bottles or juice boxes, Capri Sun pouches are made from a special material with layers of plastic, aluminum foil, and polyester. This design helps in several ways. It keeps the drink light, protects the juice from light and air, which can affect flavor, and makes the pouch easy to store and carry. The aluminum layer blocks oxygen and UV rays, helping the juice stay fresh for months without preservatives. The pouches are also built to handle temperature changes, keeping the taste and texture stable during transport and storage. The pouches are made from large rolls of laminated sheets, which are cut and shaped into individual pouches quickly. Machines fold and seal the edges, forming the familiar pouch shape. Each pouch is carefully measured to hold the right amount of juice, ensuring consistency. These machines can produce hundreds of pouches per minute, keeping up with the fast filling process. To improve efficiency, laser sensors check the alignment and sealing of each pouch, making automatic adjustments if needed. Any pouches that are misaligned or not sealed properly are immediately removed to maintain quality. Before being filled with juice, the pouches go through a strict cleaning process. They are treated with steam, UV light, and clean air to remove any germs. Since Capri Sun doesn't use artificial preservatives, this cleaning step is necessary to keep the drink safe for a long time. To make sure they're properly cleaned, random samples are tested for germs before the filling begins. Any pouches that don't meet the standards are removed and recycled to avoid contamination. To make sure the pouches are strong, some are tested by squeezing, dropping, and pressurizing them to check for weak spots. If a batch doesn't pass, production stops until the problem is fixed. Some pouches are also tested by overfilling them to see how well they hold up. This testing makes sure every Capri Sun pouch can handle shipping, handling, and regular use without leaking or breaking. Only after passing these tests do the pouches move on to be filled with juice. Once the pouches are sterilized and ready, they move down the line to the filling stations. The pre-mixed juice is pumped into each pouch using nozzles that make sure each one gets the right amount. Since the juice is carefully processed, this happens in a sealed space to avoid contamination. The filling area has clean, filtered air to keep out dust or germs. The equipment is checked regularly to make sure it works quickly and accurately. Filling happens quickly. Some factories can make tens of thousands of pouches every hour. Sensors check the juice level in each pouch, and if one is filled too little or too much, it's automatically removed and fixed. This careful control makes sure each Capri Sun pouch meets the right size and quality. Temperature sensors also keep track of the juice to make sure it stays at the best temperature for flavor and nutrients. If anything goes wrong, production stops for a quick check before continuing. After filling, each pouch is sealed shut with special equipment that uses the right amount of heat and pressure. This creates a tight, leak-proof seal to keep the juice fresh. The seal needs to be strong to avoid spills, but flexible enough for people to squeeze out every last drop. To make sure the seals are strong, some pouches are tested with vacuum and pressure to check how they'll hold up during shipping and storage. If any weak seals are found, adjustments are made right away to avoid problems. Once sealed, the pouches are cooled quickly to keep the juice fresh and protect the packaging. At this point, the pouches are almost done, with just a few more steps before they're ready for stores. As a final check, each batch is inspected to make sure the packaging is strong, the pouches look good, and everything is in good condition before being sent out. After the pouches are filled and sealed, they move down the conveyor belt to the straw attachment station. Capri Sun's unique straws are designed to be sharp enough to pierce the pouch but are still safe for kids. These straws are made from lightweight plastic, or in newer versions, eco-friendly paper. Each straw is wrapped in a protective film to keep it clean until it's open. To be more sustainable, Capri Sun is working on straws made from biodegradable and recyclable materials to reduce plastic waste while keeping things convenient. The straw attachment process is fully automated, with robotic arms carefully placing the straw on each pouch. A small, safe adhesive holds the straw in place without making it hard to peel off. The straws are positioned so that it's easy for users to find where to insert them. A sensor system checks for misaligned or missing straws, removing any defective pouches from the line. This step is important because a misplaced straw could make the pouch hard to open. The adhesive is also tested to make sure the straw stays on during transport, but is still easy for customers to remove. After the straws are attached, the pouches go through a final quality check. Each batch is tested for leaks, correct filling, and proper straw placement. Factory workers randomly pick pouches from each batch and test them by squeezing, shaking, and dropping them to make sure they can handle being shipped and used without breaking. If a pouch fails, it is thrown out, and the cause is looked into to prevent more problems. Some pouches are also tested under pressure to make sure they won't break when packed in large shipments. In addition to physical checks, the juice is also tested to make sure it meets Capri Sun's flavor standards. Trained testers taste random pouches to check if the drink has the right balance of sweetness, acidity, and fruitiness. If something is off, the batch is held back and fixed before it's sent out. These steps make sure only the best-tasting, properly sealed Capri Sun pouches make it to stores. Before leaving the factory, final checks are done to ensure the packaging looks good, the barcode works, and the expiration date is correct. After all quality checks are done, the finished pouches are ready to be packaged. Capri Sun is usually sold in packs of 10 pouches, but some places offer larger packs or variety sets. The packaging helps keep the pouches organized, protects them during shipping, and shows off the brand to attract customers. Each box is made to be easy to stack and store in warehouses or on store shelves. Some special packs may also have limited edition flavors or fun designs to appeal to different buyers. The packaging process is fully automated, with robots stacking the pouches in the right position before placing them into pre-made cardboard boxes. These boxes are made from lightweight, durable recycled materials, which helps the environment while keeping the product safe. The boxes are printed with bright colors, product info, and marketing designs before being folded and sealed. High-quality printers add branding details like nutrition facts, logos, and eco-friendly messages to show Capri Sun's commitment to sustainable packaging. Each finished multi-pack is weighed to make sure it has the right number of pouches. Precision scales are used, and any packs that are too light or heavy are removed. The boxes are labeled with expiration dates, batch codes, and barcodes for easy tracking and inventory management. This helps stores keep track of stock and quickly find products in case of a recall. Scanning systems check that each barcode is printed correctly and can be read easily, reducing errors and ensuring smooth distribution. Once the multi-packs are boxed, they are packed into larger shipping cartons and placed on pallets for transport. The pallets are wrapped in plastic to keep them stable during shipping. They are then moved to the factory's distribution center, where they are sorted by destination and prepared for delivery. Some pallets are sent directly to stores, while others are kept in temperature-controlled warehouses to keep the product fresh. Now, Capri Sun is ready to be sent to supermarkets, vending machines, and customers all over the world, making sure every pouch arrives in great condition. Capri Sun's lasting popularity comes from its great taste, easy packaging, and focus on quality. Since it first came out, the brand has been a favorite for both kids and parents, offering a refreshing and fun way to drink fruit juice without artificial preservatives or high fructose corn syrup. By choosing quality ingredients and using advanced production methods, Capri Sun makes sure every pouch tastes great. The brand's commitment to natural flavors and top-quality ingredients has earned it trust and loyalty from consumers over the years. A big reason for Capri Sun's success is its iconic pouch design. Unlike regular juice boxes or plastic bottles, Capri Sun's lightweight and flexible packaging is easy to carry, store, and drink from anywhere. This makes it a go-to choice for school lunches, picnics, and travel. Capri Sun has also focused on being more eco-friendly by offering recyclable pouches and paper straws, which appeal to people who care about the environment. By improving its packaging while keeping its unique design, Capri Sun has stayed popular in a competitive market. Capri Sun has stayed popular by adapting to what consumers want. The brand regularly adds new flavors and options, like drinks with less sugar or added electrolytes, to keep up with changing tastes. Marketing that brings back memories has also helped keep Capri Sun relevant across generations, as adults who loved it as kids now share it with their children. Special promotions, seasonal flavors, and new products make sure Capri Sun stays exciting for people of all ages. Capri Sun's lasting success comes from balancing tradition with new ideas. By sticking to its original goal of offering a fun, tasty, and high-quality drink, while also improving its formula, packaging, and eco-friendly efforts, Capri Sun has become a favorite drink around the world. Whether at recess, a sports game, or a family picnic, Capri Sun remains a trusted and refreshing choice for generations. So what do you think? Are you a fan of Capri Sun? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it out, some of these other Process Powerhouse videos.